Hey guys, this is lesson 109 or 109 in Saxon Math. And I just realized I'm using the teacher book, so I'm going to switch over to the student book just so it doesn't give away all the answers before you've done it. Today we're just talking about decimal numbers and money, and we've kind of already done this. When I've talked to you about decimals, we've talked about how it could remind you of the cents part of money. So let's just, it won't take us long to go over this, and then you're not going to have a lot of problems to do for this problem set. So we remember that there are two forms for writing money. In one form, the unit is cents, and for writing cents, we use the cent sign with no decimal point. So for example, 25 cents. There's no decimal. We mean 25 whole cents or 25 pennies. In the other form of money, the unit is dollars. For writing with dollars, we use the dollar sign and use a decimal point to show the fractions of a dollar. So this is also 25 cents, but we mean 25 hundredths of a dollar. So just like we said, this would be 25 hundredths when we're writing decimal numbers. When you put the dollar sign, it just shows that you're talking about money. So the key is just you would never use the cent sign and the dollar sign together. You would never use a cent sign and a decimal together. You do use dollar sign and decimal together. Then at the bottom, it shows you a penny is 1 cent, and it shows you the two ways to write it. One with the cent sign, or 1/100th, or 1/100th of a dollar. Would it be written this way with a dollar sign and decimal? So I kind of remember it that way. Dollar sign and decimal both start with D. So you use those together. And then the cent sign starts with a C. You use it by itself. So the two D's you can use together, dollar sign and decimal. Sometimes we see these written incorrectly, though. And so that's basically what this lesson is about. It's just making sure that you always write it correctly. So here it says something is wrong with this sign. What should be changed so the sign is correct? And if you look, it says soft drinks 0.50 cents each. So that really would mean like half a cent because they are using a decimal and a cent sign. And actually, since there's no dollar sign, that's tricky too. So there's two ways you could write it. We can't write it like this. You cannot use a decimal and a cent sign. You can use the cent sign or dollar sign and decimal. So you can write 50 cents or dollar sign decimal 50, which is 50/100ths or 50 out of a dollar, 50 cents out of a dollar. Okay, and then the practice problem is basically the same thing. At a vegetable stand, Martin saw this incorrect sign. Draw two different signs to show ways to correct it. And you don't have to draw these, but just think about what they would look like. So look at it for a second. Corn, each ear costs this amount, but that's wrong, isn't it? You do not use a decimal and a cent sign together. So the two ways that you could write it would be, I'll bring it over here on my paper, dollar sign, decimal, and you don't have to put the 0. You could even put this for 10 cents, but a lot of times people put the decimal just to make sure that you know there's no dollars. Or you could put it this way, 10 cents. So those are the ways that you can write it correctly. Okay, and so that is the end of this lesson. Easy peasy, just writing decimals correctly. And here is what you need to do. I'm going to turn it so that you can see this. So for lesson 1, I put lesson 109, problem set 109, same thing. So for PS 109, you need to do 1 through 13, 22, 25, and 28. So only 16 problems today. So again, I'll leave that for just a second so you have time maybe to copy it down, or you can pause it, of course. But just do the word problems, and then 22 I think is multiplication, 25 is division, and 28 is fractions maybe. But I just want you to kind of do one of each kind of problem. So there you go for problem set 109. And then when you finish that, I'd really like you to spend time working on your essay. Remember, if you have any questions, just let me know. But I do need that by Friday, if not sooner. Thanks, guys.